It's nighttime in the big city. A truck driver runs a red light. A strange, quiet man practices Tai Chi in the park. It's Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan.
Welcome to Theme Time Radio Hour. Tonight, we're going to visit the Big House, the Brig, the Clink, the Coop, the Grey Bar Hotel, the Hooskow, the Joint, the Jug, the Pen, the Pokey, the Slammer, the Stir. Talking about jail, a real hush-hush subject, where everybody is hurting for someone or something. We're going to learn about cons, jailbirds, stoolies, lifers, new fish, and politicians. Prison, a house of many doors. Located in Reprise, California, Folsom State Prison was one of America's first maximum security prisons. In 1968, Johnny Cash recorded a live album there. Here's the original version of Folsom Prison Blues from 1956 on Sun Records.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. There's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. That railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. Johnny said he wrote the line, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, because he was trying to think of the worst reason for killing another person. He added, it did come to mind quite easily, though. When Johnny Cash first performed at San Quentin, Merle Haggard was in the audience. And by audience, I mean jail. We'll hear from Merle a little later. Every day in the United States, 200 new jail cells are constructed. I hope we can keep up. Next time, Theme Time Radio Hour, we've got Magic Sam, 21 Nights of Torture, 21 Nights of Fear, 21 Nights in Jail, and nobody seems to care. 21 Days in Jail features an almost rockabilly bass part from Willie Dixon. Magic Sam, the real McCoy. He's gonna take you for a ride. was Magic Sam talking about 3 weeks in jail. Sam was born on Valentine's Day, 1937, in the heart of the Mississippi Delta. He died a short 32 years later. Tell you one thing about jail. You're there today, and you're there tomorrow.
And when they put you in that cell, when those bars slam home, that's when you know it's for real. Old life blown away in the blink of an eye. Nothing left but all the time in the world to think about it.
Bessie Smith doesn't want to be in prison either. She caught him with a trifling Jane. She'd warned him before. She cut him with her Barlow knife, kicked him in the side. She stood there laughing at him while he wallowed around and died. She admits it. She's crazy. She's nutsy. She's unbalanced, unsound, loony, witless, and wrong. She has a grave disorder of mind that impairs her capacity to function safely or normally in society. She wants the judge to hear her plea. She don't want any sympathy. She's pleading with the judge to send her to the electric chair. Here's Bessie Smith and her Blue Boys. Send me to the electric chair. That was Bessie Smith. She'd rather go to the electric chair. Old Sparky was the name of Florida's electric chair, and Gruesome Gertie was the electric chair of Louisiana. They don't have electric chairs anymore. They threw them out. And even if they did, I don't think they'd name them. All right, a little bit of swamp pop from Louisiana, courtesy of Warren Storm. He got it started in his father's band, the Rainbow Ramblers. but eventually started his own band called the Wee Wows and became one of the biggest voices in swap pop, which fused R&B, country, Cajun, and Creole. A real grasshopper mixture. And just like Ringo, he's a singing drummer.
If I had wings like an angel over these prison walls, I would fly. I'd fly to the arms of my darling, and there I would stay till I die. Lift my wife, my child, and dear old mother. When the judge sentenced me here to stay, it's so cold and so lonely in this prison, but for wrong I have done, I must pay. Ship on the ocean that has lost all its crew in a gale. I got drunk and I shot my best buddy. Now I must spend my life in this jail. If I had wings like an angel over these prison walls, I would fly. I'd fly to the arms of my darling, and there I would stay till I die.
If I had wings like an angel, over these prison walls I would fly. I'd fly to the arms of my darling, and there I would stay till I die. Warren Storm with a hard-boiled hay burner, Prisoner's Song.
Wake up in the morning, we'll go up on a plane.
The Chain Gang is a group of prisoners chained together to perform menial tasks, such as chipping stone, often along a highway. Besides being good punishment, it serves as a deterrent, as you can point them out to people and say, "Don't let this be you." Chain Gang's been featured in a lot of movies, perhaps most famously, I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, but also Brother, Where Art Thou?, Cool Hand Luke, and the Preston Sturges classic Sullivan's Travels. Here's Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders singing their song Back on the Chain Gang.
Of you, oh, what hijacked my world that night to a place in the past we've been cast out of. Oh, now we're back in the fight. We're back on the train. on the chain gang. Circumstance beyond our control. Oh, the phone, TV, and the news of the world got in the house like a pigeon from hell. Oh, from sand in our eyes and descended like flies. Put us back on the train. Back on the chain gang. Like we do, bring me to my knees when I see what they've done to you. But I'll die as I stand here today, knowing that deep in my heart they'll fall to ruin one day for making us part. I found a picture of you. Ah, those were the happiest days of my life. Like a break in the battle was your part. Oh, in the wretched life of a lonely heart. Now we're back on the train. On the chain gang.
Back in the Chain Gang, Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders, singing about circumstances beyond her control and pigeons from hell. One guy who knew about pigeons from hell was Robert Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz, who spent his entire time in prison learning about birds, their breeding, and diseases. We sure could use him now with the bird flu. William Shakespeare wrote about jails in his play Julius Caesar. Cassius in the first act says, "Nor stony tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit, but life, being weary of these worldly bars, never lacks power to dismiss itself." William Shakespeare, deaf poet. While we're on the subject of Williams, here's Andre Williams, a little song about forbidden fruit. Andre Williams was born in Chicago, Illinois, and got his start in Detroit, singing with a group called the Don Juans. He sooner revealed himself to be quite a singer and producer, as well as a great songwriter, writing songs like Bacon Fat, The Greasy Chicken, and this one called Jailbait, which talks about a rough temptation, but a common invitation, a good association, but a quick limitation that will take you out of circulation. He's talking about that younger generation. Andre Williams, Jailbait.
I'm running, yes, before it's too late, trying to get away from that jailbait. It's a rough temptation, but a common invitation and a good association, but a quick elimination that will take you out of circulation.
Yes, I'm talking about that younger generation. So take my advice, fellas. For goodness sake, 15, 16, 17, that's jailbait. Now they swear that they're in love, that you and her by stars above, and she's looking mighty good, just like a young girl should. We try to tell you no, and let that young girl go, but you know it all. You have yourself a ball, and now that it's too late, as you look from cell number 8, I tried to tell your mate, $17 and a half is still jailbait. So tomorrow's the date for the trial of jailbait, and this you watch and see. The young girl will go free, and you'll get 1 to 3. So out the door she walks, to another man she talks. Before you can count from 1 to 8, another man in for jailbait. Please, Mr. Judge, you just let me go this time. I ain't gonna mess with them young girls no more. I swear I ain't gonna bother them no more, Mr. Judge. I ain't gonna bother none 15. I ain't gonna bother none 16. I ain't gonna bother none 17. I ain't gonna mess with none 18. I'ma leave that 20-year-old ones alone too. I'ma get me a girl about 42. If you just believe what I say, let me go, Mr. Judge. Please, Mr. Judge, I ain't gonna bother the young girls no more. Give me a break, Mr. Judge. Please, Mr. Judge.
Boy, I don't know whether those are trumpets or elephants at the end of that record, but I do know it was Andre Williams. Jailbait. 15, 16, 17. That's jailbait. Watch out for that jailbait, fellas. To continue our prison sentence here on Theme Time Radio Hour, here's a song that's really off the wall. Prison Wall Blues, Cannon's Jug Stompers. Great thing about jug bands is they're not just blues bands. They play blues rags, breakdowns, vaudeville songs, minstrel music, and so much more. Gus Cannon, one of the best known of all jug band musicians, made himself a special harness so he could wear his jug around his neck and play banjo at the same time. Gus spent a lot of time in Beale Street in Memphis, playing places like the Red Light, the Blue Light, the Hole in the Wall, and the Monarch, which was also known as the Castle of Missing Men. Some of them missing men probably ended up behind prison walls. We got the perfect song for 'em. Gus Cannon talking about the white mule made him act like a pop-eyed clown, and how his head is hanging down. Prison Wall Blues, Cannon's Jug Stompers.
Now my head is hanging down with these prison wall blues. Old white mule made me act a pop-eyed clown. Now I've got no time to lose. When they bring you through that gate, you wish you hadn't done it, but it's just too late. But you might as well laugh, good partner, when you fall. Loud hollering won't get you from behind these walls. These prison wall blues keep rolling across my mind. I can't get a pardon, looks like the governor would cut my time. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I didn't leave this place running, but I'm scared of them flop-eared hounds. These prison wall blues keep rolling across my mind. tall in my life that I can't climb. This fence will make a high yellow girl turn dark and make a weak-eyed man go blind. When I leave these walls, I'll be running, dodging trees. You see the bottom of my feet so many times you think I'm on my knees. These prison wall blues keep on rolling across my mind.
Prison Wall Blues, Cannon's Jug Stompers. Gus Cannon lived a full, long life, born in 1883, and passed away 96 years later, in 1979. Here's Kenny Lane and his Bulldogs. They're from somewhere in Tennessee. One of the forgotten rockabilly greats, the second fiddle to nobody. The mist of time has obscured his past. All we know for sure is that he also recorded a version of Froggy Went A-Courtin'. Here he's taking a golden opportunity with an old folk song, giving it a lick and a promise, and going into orbit in a rockabilly way. Columbus Stockade Blues, Kenny Lane and his Bulldogs.
Way down in Georgia, wanna be back in Tennessee. Way down.
That was Kenny Lane and his Bulldogs ringing the gong with Columbus Stockade Blues. In Columbus, Ohio, there were 5,925 violent crimes in 2004. 88 of them murders. I hope they have a big stockade. We're about halfway through our sentence here on Theme Time Radio Hour, and there'll be no time off for good behavior. The smooth voice of Joe Simon singing a song by Dan Penn. Joe was able to mix R&B and country in a uniquely southern style and have a number of hits in the process. including this one, the song about stealing, knowing he done wrong, but his woman's needs makes him ashamed. He steals for love. Now he's got to say good morning to that old 9-pound steel.
Through these bars, I see the sun. I'm here because the wrong I've done. My woman's needs made me ashamed. I stole for her. Oh, well, I should have stood up like a man. You see, I've got to say good morning to a 9-pound steel. Listen to me now, they got me working like a slave, paying for my mistakes. I know someday I'll be free. Please, darling, oh honey, wait for me. I've got to say good morning to a 9-pound steel. Good morning to that old 9-pound steel. This old jail is so cold. I need you, darling. I need your love more and more. I know someday I'll be free. Please, darling, oh honey, wait for me until I lay down this old 9-pound steel. It's so hard sometimes. Listen to me, honey. I'm coming home. Wait for me. I'm coming home.
That was Joe Simon swinging that old 9-pound hammer. Joe eventually retired from acting performing and gave it the brush off, and devoted his life to the church. Amen, Joe. Will Rogers said, "There's no more independence in politics than there is in jails." Harry Truman said, "The White House is the finest prison in the world." Nelson Mandela said, "In my country, we go to prison first and then become president." Jimmy Patton put it another way, "Okies in the pokey."
Hey, Okies in the pokey.
Well, Okies in the pokey doing lots of time. Okies in the pokey for committing a crime. Sheriff Connie Knight and jails the bail. No poor Okie in the county jail. He didn't know the custom of a talking call. Okie didn't know he was breaking the law. He just loved the clicker across the line. Okies in the pokey doing lots of time.
Bad boy.
Well, Okie got caught at a dance one night. They booked him on a charge of starting a fight. Somebody called 911, and that's how poor Okie got caught. He thought it was right, but he must have been wrong. 'Cause Okie's in the pokey just a singing this song. Jezebel said she was his teenage queen. Now Okie's in the pokey wearing jailhouse jeans.
Bad boy.
breaking the law. He just up and took her across the line. Okies in the pokey doing lots of time.
Bad boy.
A thick slab of rockabilly madness from Jimmy Patton, from Berwyn, Oklahoma, sounded funky drunk and full steam ahead. A man who sounds like he could beat the devil around his stump. Jimmy's an Okie and a Pokey doing lots of time. Okie's in the Pokey for committing a crime. Sheriff called him out with Jezebel. He threw poor Okie in a county jail. Jimmy Patton all banged up and refusing to back down right here on Theme Time Radio Hour. Charles Bukowski once said, "I don't like jail. They got the wrong kind of bars in there. Prisoners spend a lot of time in the library. I guess they enjoy escape literature." Here's John Prine with a song from his second album, Sweet Revenge. John's talking here about Christmas in prison and the food being real good, turkeys and pistols carved out of wood. He wants to play a chess game with someone he admires. He's thinking about a picnic in the rain after a prairie fire. John captures the isolation and loneliness of celebrating Christmas away from your loved ones. Sometimes it's not such a bad thing. Here's John Prine.
It was Christmas in prison, and the food was real good. We had turkey and pistols carved out of wood. And I dream of her always, even when I don't dream. Her name's on my tongue, and her blood's in my strength. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, my nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing, by God. She reminds me of a chess game with someone I admire, or a picnic in the rain after a prairie fire. Her heart is as big as this whole goddamn jail, and she's sweeter than saccharin at a drugstore sale. Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing, by God. The searchlight in the big yard swings round with the gun, and spotlights, snowflakes like the dust in the sun. It's Christmas in prison, there'll be music tonight. I'll probably get homesick, I love you, good night. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, my nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing, by God.
John Prine, born in Maywood, Illinois. John was discovered by Chris Christopherson when he was a mailman. The right guy at the right time. Probably delivered his mail to him, I don't know. Chris never answered my letters. Speaking of letters, we recently received an email. Shelley Ferguson from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shelley writes, "My boyfriend and I are having an argument. He says the Sir Douglas Quintet were not from England at all. I say he's crazy. What do you say?" Well, Shelley, I'm sorry. Your boyfriend's right. the Sir Douglas Quintet, are from San Antonio, Texas. Their producer, Huey P. Moe, a real gut-bucket guru of a producer, decided to say they were from England to cash in on the British invasion. But it was a cock and bull story. They weren't from England at all. Here's the Sir Douglas Quintet singing In the Jailhouse Now.
Well, I once was a man named Gamble. He used to rock, steal, and gamble. He tried anything that would low down. He was out tomcatting one night when he got in a heck of a fight, and a big policeman came and knocked him down. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice to quit playing cards and shoot to die. He's in the jailhouse now. In the jailhouse now. Well, Campbell broke jail one day, decided he'd run away, but the big policeman met him at the train. He said, Campbell, I came for you. He said, Campbell, that just won't do, 'cause Campbell never was my name. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice to quit playing cards and shoot to die. He's in the jailhouse now. In the jailhouse now. Ah, yeah. Well, I seen his old gal said it. He said, have you seen my baby? I told him he was downtown in the can. Well, she went on down to the jail just to go his bail. She said, I came down here to get my man. She's in the jailhouse now. She's in the jailhouse now. So I guess you can understand when they got old Sadie. She's in the can. She's in the jailhouse now. They're in the jailhouse now. They're in the jailhouse now. Oh, the jailhouse now.
That was the Sir Douglas Quintet, the greatest little English group from San Antonio, Texas, led by Doug Somm, featuring Augie Myers on the box organ. Doug was a child prodigy. He turned down a spot on the Grand Ole Opry in order to finish junior high school. As a youth, he performed on stage with Hank Williams. Over the course of his career, he combined country, blues, R&B, Mexican conjunto, norteño, and Cajun music, along with British invasion rock and roll, garage rock, and even a little bit of psychedelic, into music which could only be called pure Doug Somm. In Doug's band was Augie Myers. Augie learned how to play piano in a crazy way. He was raised by his grandparents, and they didn't want him to wander off, so they tied a 6-foot rope to him and tied the other end to their family piano. Augie, realizing he couldn't go anywhere, hung around the piano and learned how to play it, and we're glad he did.
Yamagama Gumaluma, this is Pete Wolf, and you're listening to Bob Dylan and Theme Time Radio Hour.
The Mississippi Sheiks were one of the most popular string bands of the late 20s and early 30s. They had songs which really put the screws to you. Formed in Jackson, Mississippi by Walter Vinson and fiddle player Lonnie Chapman, along with Bo Carter and Sam Chapman. They recorded over 60 songs for the Bluebird label, including this one, the Jailbird Love Song, which will hit you right in the kisser.
Didn't know nobody that I seen. I was walking along the street one day, I didn't mean no harm. The police looked and they seen me, and they began to make their alarm. Ain't it hard, ain't it hard, just looking through the bars. The police looked and seen me, and they began to make their alarm. They seen I was a stranger, they soon got on my trail. Soon they had me surrounded and carried me to the city jail. Ain't it hard, ain't it hard, just looking through the bars. Soon they had me surrounded and carried me to the city jail. When I got in jail, I didn't know what to do. There was no one I knew I could carry my troubles to. Ain't it hard, ain't it hard, just looking through the bars. There was no one I knew I could carry my troubles to. By and by the news reached my dear old mother. It made her lonesome and blue. Then you needn't worry, mother's coming after you. Now ain't it grand, ain't it grand? I don't see how she can stand. She said, son, you needn't worry, mother's coming after you.
Jailbird love song, the Mississippi Sheiks right here. They're talking about being a stranger in town, but soon a police had them surrounded, and the police are making up their own laws. The term jailbird comes from Old England, when criminals used to be placed in cages, hanging 3 feet off the ground. People would call these captured criminals jailbirds. There are women jailbirds too, like this one. She's serving time at Tehachapi. It's 5 in the morning and she's sleeping in her cell. She just heard a whistle blow and then she heard somebody yell. There's a riot going on. Here's Wanda Jackson singing like a Saturday night special.
On July the 2nd, 1953, I was serving time in Tehachapi. 4 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping in my cell. I heard a whistle blow and I heard somebody yell. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on up in cell block number 9. The trouble all started up in cell block number 4. Spread like fire across the prison floor. Warden came in with a big Tommy gun. Bang, 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 trying to stop my gun, but there's a riot going on. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on up in cell block number 9. Come out with your hands up in the air. You don't stop this riot, you all gonna get the chair. Two-Gun Matilda said it's too late to quit. Pass the dynamite, Molly, 'cause man, this music lit. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on up in cell block number 9. State militia to help them win the fight. Drove up to the prison in the middle of the night. Each and every trooper, he looked so tall and fine. All the chicks went crazy up in cell block number 9. Now there's a riot going on. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on up in cell block number 9.
That was Wanda Jackson, the pride of Maud, Oklahoma, shaking a leg and taking an R&B song and making it rockabilly. Wanda Jackson, that atomic fireball of a lady, could have a smash hit with just about anything. Well, we couldn't do a show about jail without talking about Merle Haggard, a man who turned his life around, walked out of the jail cell, and into public acclaim. Here's a quotation from Chairman Merle.
Sing Me Back Home's a popular song because there's a lot of ex-convicts in America that form a troop of fans that want to hear that song. And it's funny, all ex-convicts have something in common. They've got their time in, and the rest of you still got yours to do.
The warden led a prisoner down the hallway to his doom, and I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest. And I heard him tell the warden just before he reached my cell, let my guitar playing friend do my request. Let him sing me back home with a song I used to hear. Make my old memories come alive. Take me away and turn back the years. Sing me back home before I die. I recall last Sunday morning, a choir from off the street came in to sing a few old gospel songs. And I heard him tell the singers, there's a song my mama sang. Could I hear it once before you move along? Won't you sing me back home with a song I used to hear? Make my old memories come alive. Take me away and turn back the years. Sing me back home before I die. Sing me back home before I die.
That was Merle Haggard singing one of his greatest songs, Sing Me Back Home. While Merle was in the lockup, he was friends with Carol Chessman, who was put to death on May 2nd, 1960. They dropped the cyanide into the chamber, and as the lethal gas was rising up, the telephone in the execution room rang. It was the secretary from the judge's office, calling with the 9th stay of execution. Unfortunately, she had dialed the wrong prison first, and it was too late for Carol Chessman. The warden led a prisoner down the hallway to his doom, and I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest. Perhaps that prisoner was Carol Chessman. Time is running out, so we might as well be talking about our last meal. You can order anything you want for your last meal. Here are some famous ones. Ted Bundy had a steak, medium rare, hash browns and coffee. Joan of Arc had Holy Communion, and Victor Vedder had a single olive. Hurricane Harry has a list of things he wants for his last meal. Give a listen.
Now I heard the warden say, I had one more day, one last meal before they let me away. And he said, if we ain't got it, we'll go out and get it. You don't have to go till we come back with it. So I said, give me 2 dinosaurs, eggs over easy, fried mother but a bebop bee, a saber tooth, a tiger stick, a whole hippopotamus, well baked, 2 cross-eyed catfish, and some wavy gravy in the left-hand dish. Now go and get my dinner, go and get my dinner. You ain't got it, go out and get it. I ain't going till you come back with it. A captivating cup of crocodile tears, a purple watermelon and alligator pill, a bottle of mellow mountain mist, and a female banana I can't resist. Now go and get my dinner, go and get my dinner. You ain't got it, go out and get it. I ain't going till you come back with it. Of jelly and a fried rainbow, a rainwater cocktail and a breeze Alamo, a barbecued brick of chocolate ice cream. Bring me a plate of stewed moonbeam. Now go and get my dinner, go and get my dinner. Hey, Mr. Watt, you better hear my spiel. I can't go without my lamb meal.
Hurricane Harry had the most unusual menu planned for his last meal, but most prisoners have simpler tastes. The number 1 choice is fried chicken and fries. Nobody's worried about their cholesterol at that point. Number 2 is hamburgers and cheeseburgers. Number 3, steak and fries. And coming in at number 4, pizza and fries. Everybody loves fries. Well, the time's just flown by, which it doesn't do in prison, which means we got to go for another week. Let me just remind you that some people will rob you with a 6-gun, and some with a fountain pen. Nowadays they may use computers, but no matter how they do it, they're all going to end up in the same place, behind bars. You stay on the straight and narrow, and I'll see you next week, right here on Theme Time Radio Hour, 10-4.
You've been listening to Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan. Produced by Eddie Gorodetsky. Associate producer, Sonny Webster. Continuity by Eats Martin. Edited by Damian Rodriguez. Supervising editor, Rob McComber. The Theme Time research team, Diane Lapson and Bertie Bernstein. With additional research by Lynn Sheridan, Kimberly Williams, and Robert Bauer. Production assistance by Jim McBean. Special thanks to Randy Ezrati, Debbie Sweeney, Coco Shinomiya, and Samson's Diner. For XM Radio, Lee Abrams. Recorded in Studio B, the Abernathy Building. This has been a Greywater Park production in association with Big Red Tree. This is your announcer, Pierre Mancini, speaking. Join us again next week for Theme Time Radio Hour, when the subject is Father.